In this video, I'm gonna go over the steps I took to gain 700 SR in 2 weeks. I had dropped down to 2400 SR and peaked a few days ago at 3200 SR. Short answer, VOD review yourself. There are some other factors at play here, but let's discuss them as we get into the video. But the main point I want to make is watch your own gameplay and analyze your mistakes. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about my pretty big SR gains I had over the last weeks and what made it possible. We have a lot of stuff planned for the future. While I continue to do these kinds of videos, I'm also in the process of moving and we'll be building a new computer/stream room with some fun DIY projects. I'm going to do some acoustic panels and arts on the wall and things like that. And I will be swapping out almost my entire fleet of computers. We'll be documenting my builds and have some pretty cool stuff planned. And also I stream live every Tuesday on all platforms. See link in the video description if you want to discuss these things. I might be going full virtual for my gaming and streaming computer and have a totally over-engineered solution. So make sure to subscribe if that kind of techie stuff interests you, or if you want to improve in Overwatch or any other game or activity. So, for the last 30 days, I have been very stringent in my aim training routine. I started doing Kovacs about 6 months ago, and I have a video plan where I discuss in detail my routine and thought process and what type of scenarios and things like that I use. But for the first couple of months, I wasn't that stringent and I was being lazy and not doing it every day, but I have forced myself to do it every day for the last month. But the key benefit I have gained over the last month is confidence in my aim. I feel way more consistent in hitting both easy and hard shots, and I know that every day I do my routine, I get a little bit better, will give me a nice little confidence boost. If you feel your aim isn't up to par, do any aim exercise in-game or other app, and over time you will improve. What exercise you do doesn't really matter if you compare no aim training versus any aim training. But this is only a small part. You can improve your aim in 30 days, but not to the degree I have increased in rank. To give a little backstory, I've hit Masters twice since Overwatch launched as a support, but usually hover between high plat and low diamond. About 2 months ago I started plummeting down in rank, and every game got worse and worse, and I ended up dropping out of plat for a few games, which has never happened to me before, and I've been playing Overwatch since launch. I then decided I needed a real change in how I approached the game, and I recommitted myself to becoming better, after having thought about quitting the game entirely, partly due to the lack of Overwatch 2 news and so on, but I came to the conclusion that I needed to focus on long-term goals rather than trying to recover lost SR. In my opinion, Overwatch is still the best game out there right now for competitive FPS. Almost all games I played was very close, and when the last round in a capture the point is 99-99, one extra landed nade can turn a fight, which basically is the deciding factor between winning and losing such a game. This is when I decided that no matter what, I will find time to do my Kovacs routine every day. 2 months ago, I hired another coach, the third, I think, or fourth, which I felt at least some sort of connection with. I will get back to this later, and I also have a video planned and a lot of stuff coming here. He pointed out some key things I was doing wrong, but I also noticed a lot of stuff I was constantly doing wrong over and over throughout the VOD review process. And while doing this VOD review with him, I noticed how my gameplay actually was. I was in the mindset that it was only my aim that was lacking, or my teammates were doing things wrong and I was playing pretty solidly. But I could really see bad habits, big mistakes, and unnecessary things I was doing, unnecessary risk taking basically, over and over again that caused me to lose fights, which in turn cost me games. Some of the key things the coach mentioned was positioning and cover. I was atrocious at this. I was standing in front of shields, I wasn't using the corners, and yeah, it was just bad. Cooldown management, I was throwing my nades willy-nilly. I was trying to hit these big pre-fight nades and crazy stuff and doing crazy sleeps instead of holding the sleeps to when I needed them. So he also mentioned awareness, which ties into this, meaning if they have a tracer, I need to save my cooldowns to to handle the tracer when she dives me, the sleep, the nade, whatever. I can't just throw them in and when needed have them on cooldown. What I did was I wrote it down and I had it on my second monitor open. When I was playing, I tried to actively think about these things. We talked about scheduling a new coaching session, but my thinking was, let me get rid of these mistakes first, and then we can do a new one, since he had given me plenty to work on. After this session, I started to do VOD reviews on my own gameplay when I lost games. I've actually done 2 own self VOD reviews and posted on a channel if you want to check them out. And I started seeing I was still doing this behavior. For example, standing in front of shields, DPSing when there is no fight, and any damage I might inflict would get healed and at a great risk for my own life. Hugging corners, but still standing out in the open taking damage and fire strikes I could see coming from a mile away. Wasting nades, throwing them into the enemy when they had no impact on the fight and having them on cooldown when needed. The main thing here I changed was being more patient with them and using them mid or end fight instead of always trying to land them early. So I hold on to them. If there's a rain versus rain battle, I hold on to them. I let maybe even the other Anna nade if they had one, but when the opposing Reinhardt is thinking, oh, Anna can't have her nade right now, and he starts swinging way too much, I nade it and I land them both, which has turned a lot of fights in my favor. So taking the opportunity when presented instead of trying to force it, being a playmaker. Same goes for my sleep dart. I was making small mistakes left and right over and over, and this adds up. When seeing all this, I decided to play very disciplined. My main focus became to be less resource heavy and really playing my positioning and cooldown management well. Why give Rain ult charge for landing a fire strike and then needing heal when I can just play the corner, step back, avoid it, and step out when needing to take shots? One thing I noticed was when a threat dove a teammate, I often tried to DPS the threat instead of focusing on healing my teammate. One example here is Ball. Even if I hit everything on the Ball, he can still kill a squishy before I and the squishy can kill him. So DPSing the Ball only led to my teammate dying and the Ball escaping with marginally less HP. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule, but in general this is what happened. When I was actively looking at these scenarios without being in the midst of them while playing, it all became so obvious. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is a simple saying, but can be very hard to apply to oneself. As I'm watching the background gameplay here, I see a lot of mistakes I make. Although I chose a win for the purpose of the video, I still have many things I can improve on in this game. When I had adopted these new rules for playing and not worrying on specific games, but keeping focus on my own gameplay and not being angry of what my team is doing or not doing, the wins just kept coming. Most of the close games became wins instead of losses. At the end of 2 weeks, I was up almost 700 SR, and I still don't play perfectly according to my own rules and still see a lot of mistakes I make when VOD reviewing myself. This gives me high hope for the future. If I iron out these mistakes, get my aim in order and continue to work with a coach, I think Masters is very doable in the short term and Grandmaster in the long run. Each day I will be better than the last day. So to summarize, watch your own replays. I know it's boring, playing is so much more fun and you want to regain the lost SR, just like a casino is baiting you back into winning back your money. But set long-term goals for your gaming and work your way backwards from that goal. What do I need to get to Grandmaster? The higher rank you get, the less forgiving your mistakes are and the margins are tighter. So keep VOD reviewing yourself out there, guys, and keep improving. Thank you all for watching this short update. I'll be back with another self-VOD review shortly and a longer video about my Kovacs routine in detail, where I go over the scenarios, my mindset on when doing the aim exercises and my precision. And also I'll come back with an update on the next coaching session, which I'm planning for this weekend actually. So, and if you want to discuss these things, I stream every Tuesday night on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. See link in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.